What's up, guys? I want to talk about how when you're on the path of retention, you really need to ignore these temptations. You really need to learn what it's like to feel a certain way, feel a very strong um, desire, and be able to shut it off. Too many, just people in general nowadays, guys, just, we feel this desire whether it's to eat bad food or in this case, or this case, bust a nut, whether that's through doing it ourselves or like going through some extreme measure of getting that need satisfied. Also think about too in life, like say if you're someone who's struggling with alcohol or you smoke too much weed. And, I believe that there's times where you can enjoy it, like right now. I'm able to enjoy like a beer, Should I just crack this one open? Well, it's like halfway now. But anyways, to be able to enjoy a beer, but when you get to that point where you're like, fuck, I need a beer. I need to do this. I need to, and you really don't. The only things you really need is air, water, nutritious food, to use the bathroom, stuff like that. Good place to sleep. But all these things that we think we need, these addictions, are just things that we just start to give into. That's how it starts. That you think it's harmless. Just one beer. Just one beer every day after work turns to two. Oh, it's just two. I had a long day. Or in this case, retention. Oh, I deserve it. I had a stressful day. I want to rub one out. you know. Um, but guys, I'm telling you, retention's. Oh, that's why I'm making this video because I'm feeling the need. Tonight, man, I'm had a stressful day. I drove a lot, and I'm just tired. And you go on Instagram, stuff like that, and you see beautiful women, or even in general. The thought of a beautiful woman comes to my head, and you're like, man, should I keep retaining? Should I, you know, start over? Those are the thoughts that come in your head, but no, we gotta keep going, guys. It's one of those things where when you push through that, and especially when you learn how to push through, like after a while of like knowing that, like feeling that extreme, like horny feeling, and being able to push through and learn to ignore that, or even just not ignore it, just learn to be like, all right, cool, I feel this certain way. I'm just not gonna give into it. Once you do that and you do it over and over and over again, it gets so much easier to the point where you're starting able to shut it off quicker. That's one thing I noticed. I thought about the other day, where it's like, man, like I still, of course, you're still gonna always feel these like emotions of like wanting to, feel horny or whatever, but you learn to really shut it down quicker. You learn to. It's kind of like a thought that you're able to like look at it. It's like not just in you, that you're able to see it, and you're like, oh, okay, this is what I'm feeling right now. But cool, just go away. And if that makes sense, you're able to like shut it down quicker. And it transfers to other things of life. Like even if you're in general, say if you're just like one day you're just feeling sad, or you're feeling anxious, you're able to be like, huh, I'm feeling this thing right now. Just because I'm feeling it doesn't mean that something's going to be here forever. So I can observe it, like this can. Oh, okay, I'm observing this emotion or whatever, and I could just, you know what? No, I'm good. And like I said, it's not easier said than done, especially when you're new to it. But as after a while of keep on doing it and doing it, you're able to shut down these emotions. And guys, what happens when you shut down these feelings of like wanting to bust a nut or whatever is that, excuse me, you start. That's when you break through, and that's when you start getting to new levels of yourself that you haven't been at before. Where if you're someone who's new to retention, once you start hitting that 1, 2 week, 3 weeks in, you start like, whoa, life's fucking cool on this side. Life's actually a little better on this side of the coin versus, when I used to bust one out all the time or whatever, or be addicted. Even if you're fucking hooking up girls left and right, it kind of makes you dependent. If you're a grown man and you can't go a long time without procreating or like touching yourself, whatever, you know, come on, let's get it together. I am a big believer though. After I'm doing, I don't think after especially watching like people on who are like doctors, so actually like who have like health backgrounds and whatnot, saying that it's not healthy to go super long time without busting nut. I am a big believer in that. I personally, I don't think it's me personally. Everyone's different to go like a year long without busting nut, or 6 months or whatever. I think once you start having these wet dreams and stuff, guys, some people say, oh, it's like it's temptation, the devil come in overnight. I mean, to each their own. Not really I'm not trying to make fun of that, even though I said it in a different voice, but I think it's more of like your body telling you, hey, like, come on, dude, like, I gotta release some of this fucking pressure. So I wouldn't really recommend going that long where you're starting to like have nocturnal, ejaculations. But learn your body, see what works for you, works for your mind. Like I said, maybe your sweet spot is a month and a half, maybe it's 3 weeks, maybe it's 2 weeks, and you should start over. So learn what makes you feel. But I think that's the path everyone needs to take. You go watch 5,000 videos on YouTube about some random dude online telling you how whatever semen retention will make you feel at a certain point. Cool, yeah, I watched those videos too. I used to, especially when I was new. I was excited. But you gotta do this for your own. You gotta learn what works for you and your body and your mind. Like I said, you might feel that sweet spot of the most confident and feel the best, whatever, at a certain number of days in, and someone might feel different. So you gotta try it for your own, guys. But anyways, ignore the temptations when you're new, and yeah, see how far you can take this in a healthy way. Okay, remember, because anything, if you can get addicted to retention, just like anything else, don't be one of those people who think that's like they're obsessed with it. You know, you gotta think of this in that very healthy way, a way of it's like a tool in the toolbox rather than a new identity. Anyways, that's all I got for now. Subscribe to the channel. Peace.